All right, good morning. So nice and sunny at my house. Hope it is at yours. And welcome to Tuesday Chair Yoga, our last one in March. Namaste, welcome. Okay. I sent out the dates for April yesterday, and it's the 4 Tuesdays in April, and I'll send out the official email about that later on today. All right, having our feet flat on the floor, lining everything up, all of our joints up in this straight line, well, not really a straight line, but a nice angle, knees on top of ankles, hips settled back in the chair, spine against the chair. Then just take your hands to your shoulders and just gently kind of nudge them down. This is what happens during the day, maybe even as we sleep. So we'll just settle them down and away from the neck. And just imagine that invisible string gently pulling you, easily separating the vertebra, just micro movements so that you are a little bit taller and the vertebrae are in alignment. Great. Now take one hand and just place it maybe half inch behind your head and move your head to your hand. And then take the hand away. It just puts us just a little bit, because we do tend to do this. This puts us a little bit more in alignment. Things to think about, for instance, when you're driving, when you're walking, this idea of keeping everything aligned over each other. And just take your arms down and then turn the palms forward and kind of press those hands back. You still keep your spine against the chair. Palms are forward and just gently look upward. Hopefully you're feeling some stretching right in here. I think those are the trapezius muscles there as we look up. And then just take the arms, place them palms down on your thighs, and again, look straight ahead. Great. And then take and turn your head over towards the left, just gently letting it go to its furthest extension, and then turning it over towards the right. And just gently move side to side, taking your time going side to side. Just kind of playing with what your gentle edge is this morning in terms of how far you're able to move your head. Keeping our head in this motion, keeping this flexibility is so good for our driving so that we get as much visibility as possible. Keep your head looking over towards the left. Take your right arm down and either hook it behind your chair or just let it hang at your side. Let it feel heavy, so you're feeling some stretching in the neck as you look over this way. And then bring that arm up, turn, and take the left arm down, letting your gaze be directed, following through. And then come back, hand comes back, take your head down. Again, head is heavy. Keeping the spine as best you can placed against the back of the chair. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, keeping the head down. Inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to inhale as we do. Inhale the arms up as we gently look up towards where the wall meets the ceiling. And 3 inhales and exhales here. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale. And exhale. And then just open those arms wide. Greet the day. Greet the sun. This is a major movement in the pose called sun salutation. And then turn the palms, bring them back down, bring them back behind you, and then use them to adjust how far you come forward. Sternum is forward and you're gently gazing upward. And then come back, hands back on your lap, and your spine is back in its straight position. So let's just take one hand to our heart, one hand to our abdomen, and come into our breath for a moment, using the breath to expunge any thoughts that you don't need. So inhale freshness, exhale bit by bit things you don't need. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Feel again, inhale, feel the front body lift, expand, exhale, everything retracts. Inhale, puff it out, exhale. One more time, inhale. Now both hands to the abdomen. Inhale, puff out the belly, exhale, retract it back. Inhale, forward, exhale. Might even feel your low back press up against the chair. Inhale out. Exhale back. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And then come back to normal breathing. You can keep your hands on your belly or you keep them on your lap. So taking it to a full breath, but not so much a forceful breath like we were doing before. And see if you can feel the forward motion of the ribs and the abdomen as you sit here with gentle inhales and exhales. So taking the breath from where we go when we're anxious, we bring the breath up to shallow breathing, moving it down into a deeper breath, which is a calming breath. It's sending, taking the breath from shallow to deep, sends signals to the brain that can stop sending out so many signals. It can slow all that down. All right, great. Inhale one more time. And exhale. Great. Let's just take a twist over, looking out over our left shoulder. Again, going to your furthest extension, nice gentle edge. So trying not to calibrate it. And then going to the other side, just swaying to each side, stopping when your body lets you know that you've stretched as much as you can. And it may be different on each side. And just honor that. Honor your difference within yourself and from other people. Also honor your difference from, say, today to a decade ago or 2 decades ago. We just never stop growing and having to adapt to that growth. And then come back to center, and one more time, hook the arms and just come forward and come back. So let's scoot a little bit forward in our chairs, keeping your legs right where they are, still in parallel, hands on your waist, and just take some room and go into some nice waist circles. If you'd like to drop your head, feel free to do that. Nice. And let's do this on the other side. Great. Nice. One more time, around we go. And come right back to seated. Taking your hands up to your shoulders, maybe 4 fingers in front, thumb behind, and just come into some nice, easy circles of the elbow. Thinking about having chalk at the end of your elbows and you're making some nice circles in the air. And now let's go in the other direction. Great. Nice. And now come and just stick your elbows out and then bring them together. Stick them out and together. Think about when the elbows go out, how the shoulder blades are squeezing together. Lots and lots about yoga is about mobility. We get into as many of the joints of the body as we can and move them. Okay, now open out, elbows out, and then just reach out. Lower the shoulders down. So think about your arms as kind of floaty. So it's not a rigid out there. It's just feeling the energy in the shoulders and the shoulder blades as opposed to the arms. And then just float them down. Up here, you've probably been hearing the birds much longer than we have, but there was just an amazing bird very early this morning, just singing away. It was just so delightful. It's a happy, happy sound. All right, let us go into a series that's going to get into all the movements of the spine. So here's axial extension or straight spine. That's one movement. Then there's twist, twist, two more movements, side bend and side bend, forward bend, which we don't do a lot of, and then back bend, which we do gently. Okay. Great, so we'll get into some of those movements of the spine. All right, starting out, let's lift one knee and then the other knee, twist to one side, twist to the other side, hands on your shoulders, side, side, elbows together, keeping them together, and we're going to twist, 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 pause in the center and then up and release down and place your hands on your lap. I forgot the whole beginning of that series, so we'll do it from the beginning. All right, so starting with your hands down, first we go up and then we come into prayer and then we go back and send the sternum forward, and then we come into a straight spine. Then we knee lift, twist, twist, side bend, elbows together, one side, other side, one side, other side, and then take them out into cactus, holding your arms in cactus, and then reach up by a pointed star, and then take those arms down. And take the hands to your thighs, inhale, and exhale. Okay, let's do that series again. Hopefully I'll remember all the parts of it. Then we take the arms up, bring them to prayer, and we inhale up, take them behind, sternum forward, and then back to a straight spine. Twist over to the left, twist over to the right, side bend, knee lift. I'm laughing because that's not where it belongs. Hands together, twist, 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 center, cactus, inhale up and release. Let the arms rest for a moment, inhale and exhale. All right, we'll do it one more time. Inhale up, hands to prayer, inhale up, take them back behind you, sternum comes forward, coming back to a nice straight spine, knee lift, twist, twist, side, side, elbows together, twist. We do this twist 4 times, 2 to each side. Cactus. Nice. Lift, greet the sun. Lower. And place those hands right on your lap. Take a nice deep breath. And release. Sitting right where you are, press into the floor with your feet. Release. Press. Just make note of where you're feeling that. And release. Press. And release. One more time. Press. And release. Now scissor the feet open. Becoming comfortable in the chair, like seeing where the edge of the chair hits your thigh. And what this gives us when we're more towards the edge of the chair is it releases us from placing our spine back against the chair, so we've got more range of motion everywhere, actually. So let's just take our hands on our thighs and just come into some waist circles. And we can go a lot farther, a lot deeper, being on the edge of our chair. So remember how we pressed our feet into the floor. Be doing that as you're going in these circles. Pause, come around to the other side. As best you can, pressing your feet into the floor. Again, if you're not prone to dizziness, you can have your head involved. I can do a few of those and then I stop doing them. And then come back up, become straight. Release the feet for a second. Inhale. And exhale. Now press into the feet, take the arms up, and we'll come into our nice goddess pose. As your arms are up, seeing if you can keep the upper arms parallel to the floor. Nice. And if you wiggle your fingers, you should see your fingers in your peripheral vision. I have some peripheral vision loss, so I don't actually see this, but it's a way to know that you don't have your hands too far back or too far forward. Inhale them out, take them down, roll the shoulders just a little bit. Nice. Again, taking your hands to your thighs, hip hinge, forward, either taking your hands to the thighs or your elbows to the thighs, coming into our huddle position, coming in close so we can have a nice quiet conversation that can't be overheard by anybody. And then we're just going to twist side to side, dipping a shoulder in as you go side to side. Nice. Feeling this twist and this stretch down the length of your side body and to either side of your spine. Nice. One more. Pause, come back up, unhinge. Down, a little roll of the shoulders. Nice. All right, let's get into our feet just a little bit here. Come up onto the balls of the feet, down. Balls, down. Nice. And now opposite. One, other, other, other. Nice. All right, scissor them back. Scoot back in your chair. And we'll do the chair lifts where we lift the feet off the floor, engaging all of these muscles plus your core. You can have your hands to the side of your chair or you can do it hands free. 3, 2, 1, lift, lower. Lift, lower. Have your back against the back of the chair. Use your core. And even if you're not lifting off the floor, you're engaging all those muscles. This last one, we'll hold. Keep breathing, but we just hold the legs up. 3, 2, 1, down. Rest, inhale. And release. Come back to that. You're going to send out one leg, either keeping your heel on the floor or lifting it. And we're going to point and flex. And now we're going to circle. And other direction. Down, other leg, slide it out, heel on the floor or lifted, point, flex. Nice. And circle. Again, you might notice a difference in flexibility from one ankle to the other. It's we've had long lives, we've done a lot of things. And down, and any one of those things could have accumulated to make one ankle tighter than the other, or more snapping in one than in the other. Okay. Let's slide them both out, lift them off the floor, and just flex, point, flex, point. See if you can feel how this stretch gets all the way up into your sit bones, into your hip. And now alternate, point together, heels, point, heels, point. Nice. And parallel and down, check them out. Then we'll take this and turn it into jogging. Start it out nice and slow. Nice and slow. So opposite hand, opposite knee. And of course, as we're going along on this jog, you're checking out the surface in front of you, making sure you don't see any booby traps, branches, rocks. Up here in Portsmouth, it's all about the bricks, making sure that the bricks haven't lifted up anywhere. And speaking of booby traps, what about that tanker that got stuck in the Suez Canal? That was really something. And I was so surprised when I heard yesterday that they freed it, because that thing looked really stuck there. So I think that in and of itself is a feat of engineering. And I can't even imagine the massive size of that tanker, given the length of it, how much cargo it was carrying. All right, let's slow it down. And take it. And pause. Just let your body come into recovery. Nice, that was a pretty long jog. Every time I start talking, I need to be careful about moving through poses. Okay, it's spring. We took a nice little jog there. All right, great. Let's come to the edge of our chair. We're going to come up to standing. And we're going to line up our legs so they were 90-degree angles. We come forward in our seat. We bring our arms up. We hip hinge. Forward, press your feet. Press, press, press into the floor. And transfer weight. And come up to standing. And release your arms down. Nice job. Okay. So we're at standing. Realign yourselves so that you feel that you have shoulders over your hips, over your knees, over your feet. And just for added length, just bring those arms up overhead. Nice and easy. If you did this, then bring those shoulders down. Great, great, great. Gaze straight ahead. Come to a place of comfort here. Bend a little bit into the knees. Open the arms out, turn the palms down, and let those hands float down to your side. Facing your chair, just add a knee bend here. Coming in and out of it nice and slow. A little bit of a frog in my throat. Keeping the heels on the floor as you bend into the knees. Now let's add some arms up, back, up, back. And again, you can have the chair right there. Keep your eyes straight ahead. 2 more of these. Last one. And down. Roll those shoulders. Line yourself back up. Breath. And release. All right, now fingers on the chair. Come up onto the balls of your feet. Down. Balls. Down. Maybe try it. 1 finger from each hand on the chair. And maybe just a finger. Or no hands. Just play with this. No judgment. Balance is very tricky. Comes and goes. All right, so let's everyone come up onto the balls of your feet and hold it. Gazing straight ahead. See if maybe you can release hands or just leave a finger on there. 3, 2, 1, bend into the knees. Release down. Nice job. And come back up to standing. All right. Taking your right foot forward, slide the left one back. They're looking like this, parallel to each other, and maybe they're a little wider apart. Bending into the front one so that you start to stretch the back one. Getting a stretch in that back leg by pressing the heel to the floor. If you're not feeling a stretch in the calf, just move that foot slightly back. You've got the front leg bent. And we're going to come into a lunge by hip hinging forward, placing both hands on the bent knee. So hip hinge, pressing back through the heel, and just deciding at what place you want to be. Maybe you've got a hand on the chair. But what we mainly want to feel is a stretch in the calf and the Achilles. Rise up, switch legs. So they're parallel but separated. So this sort of action here. This time our left foot is forward, right is back, knee bends, hip hinge, hands to the chair or hands to your thigh, and adjust that back leg so that you feel the heel on the floor and that calf fully engaged. And again, feel free to take it a little bit deeper if you like. You're gazing down towards the floor, but not quite on it. And lift up, unhinge, and come forward and just shake it out. So anytime your calves are feeling tight, it's called the runner's lunge. You see runners do it all the time. Just take that like a kitchen counter. Again, I talk about kitchen counter yoga. So kitchen counter, just grab that counter and press that leg back, wherever you are. If you get cramped up just from riding in the car,
you can do this stretch as well. Great. Okay. Now let's go into another kind of a stretch for bringing our back into the stretch this time. So walking backwards, and now bend into the knees, send your buttocks back, hip hinge, arms are forward, and then as if you could sit back behind you. So we're taking the stretch now up into the hamstrings. Lift, unhinge, walk forward, almost to the chair, and then pressing your belly button or some part of your abdomen to the chair. Look upward for a back bend. This is one of the ways the spine can move. Come back through straight spine, axial extension. We're going to walk back again. Bend into the knees. Send your buttocks backwards. Retract the belly button upward. Now, with that belly button retracted up, taking small little side bend, not side bends, small little wagging your tail side to side. You'll feel that in your hip. Feels really good. Begin to unhinge, straighten the legs, come forward. Press the belly button. This time, if you'd like, you could bring your hands back and then take them to the chair. One more time, we're going to come back into that stretch. And then again, if you like, feel free to wag the tail side to side. Tuck, walk forward, and last time pressing belly button to the chair, and then come into neutral, standing mountain, considered a neutral pose, a pose of resting. So it's not, resting in this case isn't a giving in or a collapse. It's a resting in that we're not moving. And we take our concentration from the movement, take it back to the breath. So use this time in standing mountain to come into your breath, your normal, natural breath. All that's changed is that we're now aware of it. And hopefully it's deepened so that we're expanding the belly, the ribs. Great, and leaving those fingers, arms just down beside you. Nice. Let's widen the stance. Feet are parallel, bending into the knees, taking your hands on your hips. And then we're going to tuck, extend, tuck, extend. Just taking our pelvis through this forward and back range of motion. Feeling how you tuck the belly button back and then you release it forward. Okay. You tuck the tailbone and then you release it back. All right. Pause in the center and then just take the hip to the side, other hip to the side. All right. And now take and make full circles with your whole pelvic girdle. Great. Nice. Other direction. Super. Good. Taking our time to explore it. And then come back up. Turn the toes outward now. And just take the arms up. Full five-pointed star. Again, if your shoulders have come up, take them down. Gazing gently upward. Greeting this day, and by making yourself big like this, it's like an act of confidence. I am who I am. Here's all of me. And now reach up through those fingers Inhale, and then exhale down. So you've presented yourself to the world as someone who's able to give and someone who's ready to receive. So this kind of two-way street that we try to live every day with this openness for both things. And we can't be fully and shouldn't be fully open all the time to everybody. So just balancing that need to also come in and nurture. Like if we were out and open all the time, we would be depleted, especially us introverts. We just cannot do that. So, but it's okay to come out and do it sometimes. And then come in, regroup, come to your center, which is what we do at the beginning of class. First we center, come into ourselves, and then we do some of these poses that are more open and fully expand. And then at the end of class, we come back into ourselves. So as in everything in life, all about balance, balancing what you need in any given moment. Now, possibly throughout the pandemic, we've been more here than is healthy for us. So with good weather, getting out, and maybe you just do this, but I do it on my deck, sitting in the sun and just being completely open to receive and to give. Okay, Sherry's Yoga Logic 101. All right, great. So speaking of poses that are open poses and powerful poses, the thing with open poses is that they're also powerful poses. So scissor your feet out. So the toes are pointed towards the corners. Before we go in to the actual pose, taking your hands right at the front of your hips, slide them down your thighs as you bend down. Slide them back up all the way up to your ribs. Slide them down and then bring them back up to your ribs. This is great to move lymphatic fluid around, or just move it, not move it around, move it. That lymphatic fluid that helps control our immune system. All right, this time stay down so your knees are open, and then just take your arms out and bring them into cactus arms for our goddess. So as you're in the goddess, squeeze your toes. Just make sure your feet are fully connected to the floor. Again, a nice open pose, showing our power, our confidence, our resilience. Straighten the legs, open up the arms, turn the palms, release the hands down. So do the feet back together, and then just gently shake everything out. All right. Goddess is one of my favorite poses, for sure. Again, we're going to go into it again. Toes out, heels, toes. Think about your pelvis in neutral, right in its neutral position. Holding it there as you sink down, bending the knees out and over, bring the arms up, one to the chair if you like, and then come into our goddess pose with our cactus arms. Great. You can look forward, you can look up, but just know you're presenting a very strong person, object right here. Inhale, reach, turn the palms, exhale down. And scissor the feet back together. And again, shake them out. Nice. All right, let's do a little bit for our hands. So bringing the hands out, and now just open them wide. Big fingers, thumbs come together. We've got those hands nice and wide. And now just take and make some circles with your wrists. If you spend time gripping anything, like now it's gardening season, opposite way, like a rake or a trowel. All of these hand motions are really good after that.
Place the fingers together, interlace, and then press outward. So stretching through the inside of the wrist, the fingers, and you're also getting a nice stretch between your shoulder blades. And then just go in and out, nice and easy. We're not trying for any maximum stretch here. Just getting some movement. Nice. This time out, up, open, and down. Nice. Take your hands out again. Take your right hand, press back on your left. Letting the tightness of the tendons in the wrist guide you. And then other direction, other hand. And then back to the first hand, press down. And press down. Let's press down again. Press down. Be easy, be gentle on yourself. Again, there's no goal. Or there's no calibrated goal. All right, and gently shake them out. And then open, close, open, close. Nice. All right, let's widen our stance again. I did this one yesterday in the wind, but it's a really nice one. So taking your hands kind of one on top of the other, bending into the knees. We are going to be the wind over and over and over. So just flowing, and then feel free to bring this into any sort of interpretive movement that you want to do. You can move around your room. You can add a twist. You can go up, you can go down. But just keeping the whole body flowing. The winds were much greater than this yesterday, and they were not soothing winds. You're creating a nice soothing wind right now. Moving around, nice warm breezes. All right, and we'll just begin to bring it to a close. And coming back, letting the arms rest at your sides. Sit with the feet back together. Inhale. And release. And coming to your chair with your right side to the chair. We're going to do a couple of balancy things, but before we do that, let's just transfer weight. So switching side to side up onto the ball of each foot. So really feeling that sense of transferring weight with a lot of control. Also stretching out the arch of your foot. And listening to your own symphony. All right, and down. All right, so bringing the weight over to the right leg. You've got your right hand on the chair. We're going to lift the left leg into our infinity circles. So we lift back, up, over, and around. And as we come around, we bend into the standing leg. You can keep this close to the ground. You can lift it up. But think about, take your awareness to your hip. There's lots of movement in the leg, but it's the hip that's benefiting from this. We're just giving it a complete rotation here. And just inspiring the synovial fluid to move into it, lubricate it. One more. And down. Other side. So you've got your left side to the hip, transfer weight over to the left leg. Make sure you keep a little looseness in that knee. Now take your right, bring it back, and around and around. So it feels like a little bit of a lift, and you're achieving that by how much you bend the straight leg. It's another kitchen sink move you can do. So I call it kitchen sink, kitchen counter. So you're holding onto your kitchen counter and you're just moving your hip around. One more. And back. Sort of circle a couple of times. Nice. Okay, let's stay on this side. We have our left leg to the chair. Bring your weight over to your right leg. Take your left, lift it up, and just cross it over. So you've got your knees lined up. Let me just show you my feet. Takes the weight, cross it over. So you stay up on the ball of your foot. We're going to come into the eagle pose. You can leave one hand on the chair if you like. Arms come up, and I will pause this. So we're going to bring the elbows together. I know you can't see mine for the eagle pose. If you want to increase the stretch here, you just nest one elbow in the other. And let me come in, now that we have the feet, show you the arms together or nested. And then you've got a little bit of a bend there. And you might have one. 3, 2, 1, open up. Okay, let's do eagle on the other side. Let's see, which one did I do? All right, weight to your left leg, take your right, cross it over. So you stay on the ball of the foot, bend into the knee, arms come out. Bring the elbows together or nest them. Gazing straight ahead. Chair is there if you need it. Keep breathing, of course. 3, 2, 1, open. Great. Take it out, check everything out. Hands, wrists. Nice. So we just released eagles into our countrysides. All right. I'm going to come to the front of my chair, place my legs so that I can feel the chair, take my arms out, and then sit down in my chair. All right, and just enjoy returning to the chair, feeling the back of the chair supporting your back, supporting your thighs, feet are flat on the floor. Come into nice, even, natural breath. Take a moment. Again, thinking about that we're coming back to centering. Feel the muscles melt. Feel them soften. You still are feeling the connection of your feet to the earth, but it's not a pressure. You're just feeling that connection, like you feel the connection of your thighs to the chair, your back to the chair. Nice. All right, we're going to lift our left leg. Bring it up to you as close as you can, and then take and just guide it over so that you've got your ankle not on your knee, but a little bit above your knee. And again, you can be placing it further down on your leg. And then just take a palm and gently press on the thigh if you'd like. You can take your other hand and just kind of stretch out the top of the foot. All right. So you should be feeling some nice stretching in the hip, in the right hip. By placing your hand on it, you add and deepen the stretch just a little bit. Okay. And bring your hands to the front of your leg, hip hinging, which means just the whole torso comes forward. And you won't come forward very far before your hips have gone as far as they can. And you've really heightened the hip stretch that you're getting in that left hip. And come back. Come forward one more time. I'm going to do it 3 times actually. Come back. And here's our last time. Great. Just hang there. And then come back. Shake it out. Lift the leg up, putting it back down, and then just go side to side. And firmly place that one back on the floor. Hands around your right knee, bring it up in towards you, and then gently guide it over. Letting the muscles just adapt to this. If you'd like, placing a hand on your thigh to add just a little bit of stretch to it. Nice. This is a good stretch for sciatica. So you're really getting into the hip where the sciatic nerve moves through there. Great. Taking your hands to the front of your leg. Move forward as one. There we go. Moving forward. And again, you've got your left foot planted on the floor. And come back. Nice. Again, move forward as one. Great. Acknowledging that kind of pulling in there, and that it's good for you to stretch it out. If you feel pain, then it's not good. But if you just feel stretching forward one more time, then that is good. And then you might want to just take and stretch out the top of the foot just a little bit, moving back. Nice. Moving side to side. Lifting the leg up, placing it on the floor, open and close. And bring it back. And nice inhale and exhale. Coming back to our seated mountain, feet on the floor, knees over ankles, hips right under your shoulders. Shoulders not here, shoulders here. Very nice. Hands just gently on your thighs, either down or up. Whatever feels comfortable to you. Just enjoying that connection, that warmth between the hand and the thigh. Nice. Now closing your eyes. Release your jaw so that the upper jaw is separate from the lower. So the opposite of any sort of clenching that might happen in your jaw. Take 2 fingers and just massage right where the jaw bones meet. Just to encourage a loosening of any tension that might be hanging out there. If you want to move down the lower jaw, feel free to do that. Nice. And then hands back down, leaving the mouth, the jaw relaxed. So it keeps a little distance between your lips. You've got a little space there to exhale. So you're centered, you're aligned, and you're relaxed. You've let go. You're letting the chair support you. Receiving the breath, receiving the positive energy, and easily letting go through the exhale. We will discover the nature of our particular genius when we stop trying to conform to our own or to other people's models, learn to be ourselves, and allow our natural channel to open. And spring encourages us to do that. So bringing your hands together in prayer position. Joining me for Om, inhale. The light in me honors and sees the light in you, in peace, with gratitude. Namaste.